Have you ever woken in the dead of night, unable to move? A crushing weight pinning you to your bed? Your eyes dart around the room, searching for comfort, but all you find is darkness pressing in from every corner. The air feels thick, heavy, as if something unseen is sitting on your chest, making it nearly impossible to breathe. The silence is so deep you hear your own frantic heartbeat. Every sound is magnified: the creak of the house, the rustle of sheets, the shallow gasp of your breath. It's as if the world has stopped, leaving you alone with your fear. You try to scream, but your voice is trapped, your body frozen. Panic rises as you struggle to move even a finger, but your limbs refuse to obey. You're caught between sleep and waking, desperate to break free. This is a terror many know, a waking nightmare where your mind is alert, but your body is a prisoner. It's a feeling that lingers long after the sun rises, leaving you shaken and unsure of what was real. In the Lowcountry of South Carolina and Georgia, this isn't just a bad dream. Here, the night holds secrets, and the shadows are alive with old stories passed down through generations. The old folks have a name for the thing that steals your breath and energy in the night: the Boo Hag. She's whispered about in hushed tones, her legend woven into the very fabric of the community. The Boo Hag is more than a story. She's a warning, a whispered explanation for that bone-deep dread and exhaustion. She's the reason you wake up feeling like you've run a marathon in your sleep, your energy sapped by something you can't see. When you wake up tired, the elders say, "The Boo Hag's been riding you." It's a phrase that chills the spine, a reminder that some fears are older than memory. She comes to feed, draining your life force, leaving you weak by sunrise. The Boo Hag slips through cracks and keyholes, searching for her next victim, always hungry for the energy of the living. This isn't just a monster tale. It's living folklore, woven into the Gullah-Geechee culture. The Boo Hag is a part of their world, a shadow that lingers in every story told by firelight. So if you ever find yourself awake, paralyzed, and suffocating in the dark, remember, the Boo Hag may be near. She's the explanation for the unexplainable, the face behind the fear you can't shake. She's a creature of the night, born from fear and tradition. Her legend endures because the terror she brings is all too real for those who have felt her presence. Her story is a warning and an explanation for the things that press and steal your breath in the night. She is the shadow that haunts the edges of sleep, the reason you dread the darkness. In the Lowcountry, the Boo Hag is always watching, and as long as the night endures, her legend will never truly fade. So, who is the Boo Hag? To understand her, you have to step into the shadows of Southern folklore, where the line between the living and the supernatural blurs. She's not just a ghost. She's a skinless witch, raw and red, lurking between the worlds of the living and the dead. Her presence is chilling, her form unforgettable, and her legend has haunted generations. Without skin, she's cold and vulnerable, desperate for warmth and life. The Boo Hag is always searching for a way to feel whole, to escape the agony of her exposed flesh. At night, she becomes a spiritual vampire, feeding not on blood, but on the breath and energy of the sleeping. She slips through cracks and keyholes, drawn to the warmth of a living soul. She settles on your chest, draining your vitality, leaving you exhausted and hollow. Victims often wake up feeling as if a great weight pressed down on them all night. If she rides you too many nights, you could waste away. Your strength fades, your spirit dims, and you become a shadow of yourself. Her true form is a nightmare, red, raw, with glowing eyes and sharp claws. She is the embodiment of fear, a creature born from nightmares and whispered warnings. But you'll rarely see her like this. She's a master of disguise, stealing the skins of others to walk among us unnoticed. By day, she blends in, hiding her true nature behind a borrowed face. The Boo Hag preys on the strong and joyful, drawn to the sweetest energy. She seeks out those whose spirits shine brightest, feeding on their happiness. She's a symbol of envy and consumption, a force that wears you down and steals your joy. Her hunger is endless, her envy insatiable. In the Lowcountry, people have always guarded their homes and spirits against her. Blue paint on doorways, salt on windowsills, Every tradition is a shield against her nightly visits. The Boo Hag is a warning, beware what lurks beneath the surface. Not everything is as it seems, and danger often hides behind a friendly face. She takes, but never gives. Her hunger is a curse, and her victims are left emptier with every encounter. And she's always searching for her next victim, forever wandering the night, hungry for warmth, for life, and for the energy she can never truly possess. To understand the Boo Hag, you must know the Gullah-Geechee people, descendants of enslaved West and Central Africans who preserved their culture on the coastal islands. Their isolation allowed them to keep African traditions, language, and beliefs alive. Storytelling was their lifeblood, passing wisdom, warnings, and history from one generation to the next. The Boo Hag legend echoes African tales of shapeshifters and night spirits, brought across the Atlantic and reborn in the Lowcountry. These stories were more than entertainment. They were survival guides, teaching how to protect oneself from harm, seen and unseen. The Boo Hag became a way to talk about danger, resilience, and the need to guard your spirit. The moss-draped swamps and sea islands set the perfect stage for tales of haints and hags. These stories gave people a sense of control in a world full of threats. They are a vital part of Gullah-Geechee identity, connecting past and present. The Boo Hag doesn't need an open door. She slips through the tiniest cracks. A keyhole or a gap beneath the door is enough. That's why the old folks sealed their homes tight before nightfall. Once inside, she moves silently, drawn to the sound of your sleeping breath. She waits until you're deep in sleep, then climbs onto your chest. The weight you feel isn't physical. It's the crushing force of her malevolence. She leans in, breathing in your breath, stealing your life force. You wake up drained, as if you've run a marathon in your sleep. The Boo Hag doesn't kill quickly. She feeds slowly, returning night after night. She's a patient predator, a thief who invades your most private space, your home, your bed, your body. The terror is personal and violating. She doesn't attack with violence, but with persistence. That's what makes her so frightening. The Boo Hag is always looking for a way in, and she never leaves you the same. The Boo Hag's most chilling trait, her desperate need for a disguise, a secret that sets her apart from all other creatures of the night. Born without skin of her own, she's forced to steal it from the living, slipping it on like a coat to blend in. Each night, she searches for the perfect fit, always seeking a new identity to hide her true form. In the bright light of day, she could be anyone, a neighbor, a friend, even someone you trust most, hidden inside a flawless mask of borrowed skin. No one suspects the horror lurking just beneath the surface. But when darkness falls, she sheds her stolen skin, hiding it away in secret places before she goes out to feed on the living. The skin is her shield, but also her greatest weakness. This is when she's most vulnerable, exposed, raw, and desperate to protect her secret. If you ever find her hidden skin, fill it with salt and pepper. This simple act can turn the tables on the Boo Hag. When she returns, the burning pain will keep her from slipping back in, and the rising sun will destroy her. The dawn becomes her doom. This is the only sure way to defeat a Boo Hag, by using her own disguise against her. The legend warns us, not everything is as it seems, and danger often hides in plain sight. The friendly face in your community, the person you greet every day, could be hiding a monstrous secret beneath their skin. It's a story about betrayal, hidden danger, and the fear that evil can wear a familiar face. The Boo Hag teaches us to be cautious, to look beneath the surface, and to trust our instincts when something feels wrong. Monsters can wear familiar faces, and sometimes the most ordinary person can be hiding the darkest secret. And sometimes the greatest threat is the one you never suspect, the one who walks among us, perfectly disguised. The Gullah-Geechee people developed clever ways to keep the Boo Hag at bay. One of the most famous is painting porch ceilings, doors, and windows haint blue, a color believed to confuse or repel evil spirits. Some say spirits can't cross water and the blue tricks them. Others say it's the color of heaven, keeping evil away. Another defense, the humble broom. The Boo Hag is obsessed with counting. Leave a broom by your door and she'll be forced to count every straw until sunrise. By then, she must flee. These protections weren't just superstition. They were acts of faith and self-defense. Outsmarting the Boo Hag was about knowing her weaknesses and using them. A blue porch or a broom by the door became a shield against the night. In the Lowcountry, a little preparation meant a peaceful sleep. The Gullah-Geechee had more tricks to keep the Boo Hag away. Place a sieve or colander near your bed. The Boo Hag will be compelled to count every hole, wasting the night. Salt is another weapon. Sprinkle it on windowsills and doorways, or fill her shed skin with it to destroy her. Sharp objects like forks or knives under your pillow were believed to prick and repel her. Even your shoes mattered. Never point them toward your bed. Arrange them heel to toe to confuse her. Every detail, from scattered rice to the placement of household items, was a line of defense. These rituals blurred the line between the spiritual and the everyday. They gave people a sense of control over the unknown. The Boo Hag could be outsmarted with a little knowledge and preparation. In a world full of dangers, these small acts made all the difference. The night was safer for those who believed. Is the Boo Hag just a story or something more? Today, many see her as a metaphor for sleep paralysis, a real condition where you wake, unable to move, haunted by terror. The Boo Hag also symbolizes the things that drain us: depression, illness, trauma, or toxic relationships. Her legend is a way to talk about suffering and the burdens that ride us. But for generations, the Boo Hag was real, a threat that demanded real precautions. The belief gave the story its power and urgency. Even now, some still paint their porches blue or keep a broom by the door, just in case. The Boo Hag survives because she speaks to a universal fear, the unknown that preys on us when we're most vulnerable. Whether spirit or symbol, her terror is real to anyone who's ever woken, paralyzed in the dark. The Boo Hag is a legend that endures. As dawn breaks, the Boo Hag flees, but her presence lingers in the stories and the morning exhaustion. The daylight feels safe, but the old warnings remain. Night always returns. Check your home, seal the cracks, place a broom by the door. Consider a coat of haint blue. The Boo Hag is more than folklore. She's a reminder to guard your spirit and set boundaries. Her legend invites us to confront what drains us, to protect our well-being. As you prepare for sleep, remember the skinless hag. Whether you see her as a monster or a metaphor, her lesson is clear. Be vigilant, respect the old stories, and protect your peace. The Boo Hag has haunted the Lowcountry for generations. She may be watching still. It's always better to be safe than to be ridden.